Hey, what's going on, guys? In the past, we've taken a look at a number of different versions of the Tamotu here, the Kotobukiya and Maruttoys crossover kits. These are really, really cool kits. I enjoy them quite a bit. As you guys have seen maybe in my channel in the past, I've painted and done like some custom work on a couple of them in the past, and they're just a lot of fun to build and a lot of fun to work on. This is the Tamotu Pro, and it's kind of the latest version. That said, there is a new kit coming out on the way towards the end of this year, I know, but as we've seen in past releases, the kit is super cool. It has a really interesting and detailed kind of inner structure, and then a really nice kind of high gloss finish to like the outer shell parts. Really interesting, really fun builds. I like them a lot, if you guys couldn't tell. Let's go ahead and check out the Tamotu Pro. This is the midnight blue version. It's kind of black, but midnight blue version. So first off, on the box for this, it's really cool like matte satin finish here for the box, which is kind of really nice, makes it feel very premium. Although I do have to say I miss the photography which we've seen on a lot of the other box art for this line. It usually has the machine set in like a kind of real world photography kind of situation there, which does look quite nice. This one is a little bit different, but still looks very cool. On the ends of the box, you can see we've got a look at the unit with the kind of arms, which are on the top part of the new equipment that it has for the Pro version here. It has these mechanical like sub arms there, which fold out on the top. You can see some of that here on the one side. On the other side, another photo of it with this base. I don't think that base is something that we actually have included with this though, so I wonder what the deal is with that. But here we've got it in normal mode and transformation into like the fully kind of expanded mode there with the wheels down and the sub arms out and everything like that. This is all parts that are basically just going to attach onto the same core unit as the regular Tamotu, which you can see there on the inside, and everything's just kind of added onto that. But there's a look at the internal frame or the internal mode there. On the other side, here is a little bit about the Tamotu Pro and a photograph like what I was talking about, what we would typically see on the front of the box. Here it is in like a kind of real world situation. There, in this case, using its wheels to climb up this rocky surface. That's kind of cool. The list price over here for this one is 4,000 yen. And let's go ahead and pop the top and see all that nice glossy black in here that we're gonna have, or midnight blue, I guess I should say, because it is not actually totally black. It is in just a really dark blue. We'll take a look at all of the runners in just a moment. Let's first just take a look at the instruction manual here. Really nice presentation of this, with it being the quote-unquote Pro model. It does have a kind of very pro sense to it. Kind of seems like something very like kind of high-end technology, right? With just the way that it's presented in the photography on the box art and everything here on the instruction manual as well. On the front inside page, we have a little bit here about the view of the world. This is kind of like the world setting that these machines exist in the Atarashi there. And here we have some more sample images of the kit. Obviously this is a built and painted version of that, but you can kind of see how you can mix this with some MSG parts. You can kit bash with frame arms girl, hand scale, and MSG frame arms girl stuff, all that good stuff. Obviously highly customizable as always. And then on the next page we do have a parts list where you can see there's going to be a couple of parts here and there that are not going to be used. The rest of the manual here is going to be going through the construction of everything. Pretty quick and simple construction on these kits. That's another reason why they're fun kits to build and paint, because they go together pretty quickly and they are really, really nice once they're all put together. At the end here, we've got the color guide, which is obviously going to be relatively simple here for this one. It's not really the most colorful thing, but some reference images there just to show you where all the colors, the placement of all the colors is, and that's really about it for the manual there. So we can go ahead and get right into the runners here, with runner A being in, this really nice high gloss plastic. You can see it's sort of like a midnight purple, I would say. It almost kind of looks like more just like a very, very dark purple than a dark blue, but definitely a really interesting, nice looking color there. Runners B, C, and D then all going to be in this molded silver for the internal structure, the internal frame of it there. So with it being just a molded silver rather than just gray, it's going to catch to the light really nicely so you can see all the details in and around there. Runner D we've got 2 of, as that's parts for the legs. Runner E, as is usual, we have 2 of, so you can choose whether you want to have these parts for the lights in either red or plain clear if you wanted to paint them in like a different clear color or something. So it's nice that we have the options for those. Then we have our new parts for the Pro unit. So runner F is going to be some new parts in that midnight blue, midnight purplish kind of color there for the kind of outer shell of the new parts. Then we have runners G and H. Runner G we have 1 of, Once again, in this metallic silver. Runner H we have 2 of for the new parts for the legs, some parts for the top there as well, I think there. But that's it for all of the parts. I gotta say, I'm excited to build another one of these. I've built a few Tamotu, but I'm telling you guys, it never gets old. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this put together, then we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, so here is the kit all built up. Awesome. Once again, I love this kit, and it is really cool to build a new version of it. I do really like the new equipment on here as well. I will say the color that it's molded in like this really dark deep purple, I do kind of wish that it was more of just straight black or like an actual midnight blue. The fact that it's that dark purple is fine. It doesn't look bad or anything. It's just not what I was expecting, but it looks great straight out of the box with that glossy plastic. It also, I think, would have been cool if it would have been produced in like an even higher gloss for the outer armor plating. I think that would look really nice. If you wanted to look like even more sleek, you could of course buff it. And then there is also another different color version. I think it's like a white color version of this, which is available as well. So I mean, there's options there for you if you did not want to opt to fully paint it, but you did want to make it look really super sleek and shiny. We're not really going to have too much in the way of accessories here, obviously. So we have the original back part here, which is replaced with our new section, this whole part right here. But if you wanted to make this as the original Tamotu, you have this part which just slides down right into there, which gives you all sorts of connection points, which is really nice from the original kit. But we're gonna keep ours as the Pro unit. And then we do also have the original arm from the top, which you can use in combination with this. So like once you have the arms open up, or you could just plug it right onto the top here, or however you might want to use this. This is that original kind of arm bit, which is from the original kit, which has all sorts of articulation built into that. This can rotate. We have the little claw bit here, the manipulator claw arm here from the top of the original kit, but we're just going to leave that off for the moment. Other than that, we have 4 of these little male-to-male little connection pieces that you can use if you want to attach some different accessories onto this kit. Ultimately, really all you need is just cut a little piece of the runner, and it serves the same purpose. It just doesn't have that little ring around the center. But otherwise, no other accessories, just what we have attached on here. Now, speaking of attached, we have these wheel parts, which are not like all the same. It's not 4 same ones. You can see they are kind of opposite for left, right, front, and back there, but these are just attached onto the side of the original legs, which just work the same. These pop out, and these again also have all sorts of really nice articulation built into those. It's going to be hard to see, but this is one of the areas where that is a seam line here for these parts that cover the legs. One of the areas that I always opt to remove that seam line, but I've seen plenty of people build it and not do that. Just kind of up to you. Anyway, these wheels do not work, but the wheels of the new equipment, once I plug this back onto here, these new wheels do work and spin actually quite well on there, but these can be adjusted like in and out this way, and then also obviously up and down, so you can adjust the angle of those really nicely. So if you did want to have a pose like what we saw in the boxer of it like climbing over some mountains, I think you can adjust the angle of these quite nicely to make it look very convincing. And again, really nicely detailed on the wheels and just kind of everywhere where you can see the mechanical workings of the kit. It is going to all just be in like just this plain molded silver, but there's plenty of detail there for you to fill in. The light, the clear pieces there for the lights also look really nice. The red ones there at the back. We still have these attachment points here at the back, attachment point on the top, the sides here, the sides of the new wheel equipment parts. And then as for this new equipment part here at the top, unfortunately has these pretty nasty mold lines on these parts right there, so probably going to want to sand those out to get that to look more smooth. Unfortunately, then if you want to have this glossy finish again, then you're just going to have to buff it again after sanding. Not too difficult to do, but it's unfortunate that those couldn't have been molded in a way that didn't have those big mold lines right there. But to use the new larger sub arms here on the top, this whole section is going to just slot to the front there very gently and then separate. There is a small little peg here which connects the left and right side together. We're then gonna slide these out to the side, and like the connections are on a little track in there, so you can slide them to the front and then slide them to the side to basically be opened up like that and still parallel. But then from there you can swing them out to the side further. That's gonna be the furthest extent of that. You can't get it back any farther without modification. You can then fold the arms up, and we have all sorts of articulation. Now here you can rotate that. You have a couple points of up and down articulation there in the arm. The actual claw bit here will extend out, and then you can move that up and down further as well. And then of course the claw opens up here at the end, or the little manipulator claw there like that. So really cool. Here just to show you like kind of the unopened side versus the extended and articulated subarm there. It is very nice, and I just want to show you guys the full extent of how much further that can like stretch forward once everything's all kind of expanded out. So if you want to have it make it look like it's like picking something up off the ground in front of it or something like that, I think these new arms do look really cool. The really nice like flat high gloss surfaces that you have all around it do look really nice, and sort of help to give it that really like super futuristic utopian kind of robot. I think it does look very cool, but I can't help but wonder how this would look in just kind of a more gritty, worn down, kind of like almost like Star Wars kind of robot. If you were to paint it in that way, I think could also look quite cool. With the legs and the wheels all kind of extended out like this, I think it's going to look even more interesting like that. And so you can certainly imagine lots of really cool options as to how you might want to model this, as far as like building it out, customizing it, painting and everything. But just to wrap up, then we'll take a look at like a few poses with this. It's going to be different from like posing a Gundam model kit or something like that, where we can try out all these different cool like acrobatic poses and things with different weapons. It's just not really that. But one of the things that I really love about these kits is they're so cool on their own. They're really fun, simple, cute, just as these cool little robot model kits. But then they're so highly customizable. So I mean, you can just see all the different various ways that you could go about modeling this. And it's just such a nice blank canvas for your imagination. So that's why I really do enjoy working on these kits, and I highly recommend them. So whether you want to check out this Pro model or any of the other models in the series, I would definitely recommend checking one out if you have the chance. You know, if you're not too sure about it, you know, they are probably often on sale, I would imagine. So maybe pick one up when it's on sale. But I think any of you guys who have built one of these before, or if you do end up picking one up and building one, that you'll agree that they're just really a lot of fun. I do really enjoy this series quite a bit, and so I do hope that more and more people do give it a try and have some fun with these kits. So that is really going to be just about it that we can cover here in this review. But if you guys do have any other further questions, of course, feel free to let me know in the comment sections down below there. And as always, if you guys want to check out some of these kits for yourself, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. We've got them there on the site, as well as everything else there from Kotobukiya, so you can check out all the different other cool mecha models and everything else there, as well as figures and all that good stuff. So, and that also includes the MSG line from Kotobukiya, the modeling support goods line, which has all sorts of different weapons and armor stuff that would be great for customizing this. Just a suggestion there for you guys. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for all of your support, guys, liking the video, making sure that you're subscribed if you're not subscribed, or even if you thought you were subscribed. You know, sometimes YouTube does its thing and you might just want to check just to be sure. But thank you guys all so much for all of your support. Until next time, hope y'all have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.